You know, I've known you for 10 years now, and, well, of course, before you knew me, you've been in this struggle. Tell me, I know I had begun to change in 93, 94 when Coleman Young left office. You know, he was there for 20 years. He had the love, the appreciation, the respect and favor of the people he had there. And we hated to see him leave. Then when Archer came in here, at that time in 93, 94, I had begun to change as a person because I saw so much wrong. I saw so much that was headed our way to attack all of our city departments. So for over a 20-year period, it's 2014 right now, could you just tell me and the public of the many city departments that was hit, that got hit through privatization and regionalization, that actually provided jobs and opportunities for Detroiters?
All of them. We don't have a department. The zoo, Herman Kiefer, the health department.
Oh, we're going to have to tell the story one day about what happened with that zoo. Yeah. Please tell us more, Mr. Tyrone.
Every department that constitute the institution that provides service for Detroiters is in the hands of regional authorities.
So this means that we as a people of Detroit have been shut out.
Yes, because you had in 2000 over 20,000 city workers, was mostly Detroiters and black. The successive mayors and city councils since '94 have regionalized the city. Nobody took nothing from us. They gave away our institutions, and when they gave those institutions and they became regional authorities, they fired the blacks and hired suburban whites. Now we got less than 6,000 city workers. It was 20,000 in 2010, just 14 years ago. Now it's less than 6,000.
Okay, we're going to pause for the cause. We're very Chinese and Barbara's Soul Food Restaurant. They're bringing us our food here. Oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah. So Mr. Tyrone, that would be enough to devastate a city. I look at it this way: over a 20-year period, I'm looking at, and then of course we have 4 more years of corruption from council and Mike Duggan.
And
they just gave our water department away. Could you touch on this water department?
They gave it away, but we had power. The activist groups are just as guilty, every last one of them.
Thank you.
Not one activist group is not guilty of aiding the water company being taken from us. Let me tell you how.
Oh yeah, and before you go any further, let me also add that this Detroit Water Department is a multi-billion-dollar Detroit Water Department with over 4 million customers and ranks as one of the greatest water departments worldwide. Yes.
For the first time in history since the 90s, when we was out recalling England, we would go to the food stamps where people in line and organize. Well, they seen that. The power structure seen that, with the federal government cooperating with the state and the local. They then cut out the food stamp places and we started getting bridge cards. So we couldn't have that masses of people together.
Okay.
We went to the unemployment office. And when they seen us organizing there, they shut them down and you now have to call Marvin. So we haven't had a group of people to come together. Only to the water company did that just recently after May of 2014. They started shutting off households. You got 258,000 households, rounded it off. Over 100, according to their figures, 154,000 households, which is 60% of the households in Detroit, they had to stand in long lines to pay their water bill to keep the water on or try to get it cut back on. And I went into the people and I passed out leaflets and talked to them and organized as an individual. I did not see the activists, none of them, welfare rights, none of them. I did not see them at none of those places. So if you are supposed to be for the people and the people's in crisis and they done consolidated the people into 3 buildings. Payment Center on East 6 Mile, the Payment Center on Randolph, down there near the City County building, and on Grand River at Greenfield. That's where 60% of the household, the neighborhood, you didn't need to go to the neighborhoods, they brought the neighborhoods to us. And now the activist group came out there, and how do I know? I went to all of them, and I never seen but one guy come from Meritorium now. He came out one time, the white guy, and he stayed out there all day, and I had a conversation, and at the same time the activist was going to the judge and asking him to do something for water.
Hey, good people, I'm over here at Connie's and Barbara's. I've got some oxtails, yes, and some pinto beans. Come on, Mr. Tyrone.
And so that's what happened. Not only, and I got to find out, you got one group that Adams Church is help signing up people for a water plant. We know the difference. The people, only at the people by the thousands that came out in Birmingham and in Montgomery won the boycott in Montgomery. It wasn't Martin Luther King Jr. The people in China, they the one that came out, one Mao Zedong. So therefore, nowhere in the world have a leader won anything, or a few revolutionaries run anything. It's always the people, and the revolutionaries joined the struggle that the people always had. And these revolutionaries here, so-called revolutionaries, they did not come out and organize the people. So the power of the people in a city, that if they have 1,000 out there, well, the 127,000 suburbans can't come to work. If they can't come to work, because everything is clogged up. And if General Motors can't have people down there counting productions worldwide, and they finances worldwide, and CompuCare we can affect the world economy. But those activists, they did not go down there. You couldn't harm where the people was at. So not only is the city council corrupt, every last one of the activists are corrupt. I'm talking about the leadership of those groups, not the rank and file. The rank and file is just totally misled.
So for all those people that we saw out on the streets, the community actually came to us, but they were not able to be organized in a way to fight this.
Nobody out there to organize the people. When they see one person, I talked to them, no one threw my leaflet down. They took it home. They talked to me. I talked to them about our weakness as a whole, because I'm not just an activist, I'm a part of it. But there was no activists out there. So why is the activists called a news conference? Why are they talking about going to have a water board? And I told one of them, I got a water bill. Look at your water bill. I use 1,496 gallons a month. Why are you all having those little stunts with the power of the people? And all we had to do is organize them, and we could demand what we want. And you got some people talking about the sixes won't work. Mass demonstrations clogging up the street will work now, it worked then, and it will work in the future.
And that's the way you expose corruption, and that's the way you stomp out corruption, to free yourself up from the corruption. And so those people that you saw out there in those long lines at the water departments throughout the city, the water stations and water departments throughout the city of Detroit, they did represent people who could be a part of this movement. All revolution is made by the people. Martin Luther King did not create the dissatisfaction in Montgomery. Hey, that's my hometown, Montgomery, Alabama.
Right. It was already happening. He came there and joined it and gave it consciousness.
Oh, now see, that's the operative word. He joined the people. And most people, politicians or high-end, high-profile people, they never join in.
They never join in. They joined. I'm glad you brought that up.
Well, that's what made King. Well, then that's what made him so significant. He joined in with the people. He didn't grandstand in style and profile.
All leaders in all the whole world. Leaders never create the dissatisfaction. It's the people that become dissatisfied. And the leaders join what's already in being. Mao Zedong didn't do it in China. Ho Chi Minh didn't do it in Vietnam. Castro didn't do it in Cuba. And neither did Dr. Martin Luther King do it in Montgomery. The people was already tired of the situation. He came there and gave it. But you got some around here and talking about they're gonna make the revolution. They can't spell revolution. So it's not just the political oligarchy. Who is people is in government jobs, who is in official or positions, they take their orders straight from finance capital. And finance capital happen to be corporations and the bank. They give the orders into all your political body. Your ministers, who happen to be on their side, is a social product. They give them the vote to stay in office, and they then run around like Reverend Holly.
Oh.
Yes, and telling people and winning over people thinking there's something that you can go get 70 pounds of food. Martin Luther King Jr. said it's not enough to flick a coin at a beggar and leave the reason that made him a beggar intact in the first place. So those was nothing but tokens. Same way those people, these activists now are helping writing plans for your water plant. Those are what they call token improvement, where they make the misery just a little bit while they wipe us out. When you got people, the thousands that came together, we could rescind everything is done in Detroit.
Everything needs to be rescinded.
But the activists, the 501c3 gets paid from these foundations because they're 501c3. That's where you ask all these activists, what are you? They'll say we're 501c3. That's how the corporations have bought all of them. And they ain't had a job, and they can send their kids to college and go all over the country, and they ain't paid by the masses. So they got to be paid from somebody. Who they paid through? Through the corporations, through their 501c3 status.
Tell me this, when the Charter Commission came together to basically put us in districts, did they have the right to, weren't they supposed to wait until 2018 and the governor's election? This is what most of us have been told, or what most of us know.
Yeah, they were supposed to do it in 2018.
And why did they put the rush on?
No, they had to do it in 2018. They tried to illegally do a petition drive. But we bust that up. And the ones who was doing it didn't know what they was doing, so that doesn't go. So they split the charter. And how the charter got it, it was Kwame Kenyatta, a black nationalist with dashikis on, loving his people. He could kiss a white behind better than anybody I know, because he the one put us in the position. He asked to go to fight corruption of the mayor. He asked to have the charter revived. And I was sitting at the meeting, and I told him, won't you amend it? Why you revising the charter? I said, you only revise the charter so they can draw them boundaries and have a city in the city. And at that time, Monica Conyers was chairing the meeting. She said, Mr. Kenyatta, you want to answer Tyrone? He said, I ain't got to answer Tyrone. And you see what done happened. He done left town, got paid, left town, and bought and built a home in Dothan, Alabama. Not Dothan, I think it's in Bessemer. I'm not, somewhere in Alabama.
Last I heard, well, yeah, he's from Alabama. Last I heard, he when he left, kind of reminds me of when he walked off the damn school board.
Same thing.
Okay, now he left the city council. He went to Alabama, but then I also got word that who was this Mr. Chokwe Lumumba, who had become the first black mayor, I believe, of, I don't know, could have been Jackson, Mississippi.
It was Jackson, Mississippi.
And that Kwame Kenyatta took a position with him.
Yes, he did. It was some kind of position. That was true. Some kind of position. I don't know what it was. I knew Chokwe Lumumba, and I meant to call him and let him know who he had beside him. But I did never get a chance before he passed.